Shemai! Rachel's Rambles number 22. Why a ukulele group really should have a bass player. So this is actually a topic I have been asked to talk about a few times recently. I run a ukulele group in school. I teach and play ukulele, as well as teaching and playing bass and bass ukulele. So I just want to discuss why a ukulele group will benefit from having a bass, and maybe help you with some ideas, if you don't already have a bass player, how you can go about getting one. I'm sure many of you know when I first started playing ukulele, a bass ukulele hadn't even entered my mind. I didn't know what one was. And when I then found out about it, I thought, oh no, not learning something new, until I discovered that a bass ukulele is exactly the same to play as a bass guitar, or indeed a double bass. Straight away, that means if you are a ukulele group and you're looking for a bass player, it doesn't necessarily have to be a ukulele player. It could be somebody who already plays bass. And it could be somebody who'd even be willing to sort of like shrink their bass down to suit a ukulele group. So rather than playing a bass guitar, maybe play either a mini bass or even a bass ukulele with the group. And if you can find somebody who already plays bass, awesome, because they are probably going to be able to follow along your chord sheets, maybe read tab, or even, like I do, be able to read music, and then have a sort of variety of ways of being able to accompany the group. Whoa, now, let me just break that down a little bit, okay? Most bass players can either read music, read tabs, you know, the lines and the numbers like ukulele, play by ear, okay? But the way I actually show people how to play it is by using a ukulele chord chart like most ukulele groups already use. So by learning where the notes are on the fingerboard of a bass, you can just literally follow along and play what the ukulele chords are and just put in a single note. All right, so whenever, let's give an example, a ukulele group plays a C chord, the bass player would just play a C on the bass. Or if the ukuleles are playing a G or a G7, the bass player would just play a G on the bass to go along with it. Yeah, it really is that simple, or it can be that simple, which leads me on to, you don't necessarily need a bass player, somebody who already plays bass. Maybe you've got a keen ukulele player already in the group who might have a little, you know, well, I might try a bass, and might be quite keen to move on to bass uke. And believe me, it has happened a lot already, because many of my viewers and subscribers have moved from ukulele onto bass. So it is very, very doable. So that might give you an idea of how to get a bass player. All right, somebody already plays bass, or somebody already plays ukulele who fancies moving on to bass. But you do have to remember, it is an entirely different instrument. Okay, in that you're not playing chords, several notes at the same time, you're playing one note at a time, normally matching up to what the ukuleles play. Right, so let's talk about now how a bass, or a bass ukulele, or a mini bass can really, really help out a ukulele group. Right, I'm just going to very quickly talk a little bit, and then I'm actually going to show you so you can hear the difference between ukuleles playing with and without a bass line. So the most obvious is the bass will play a bass line. In other words, normally the roots of the chords at the very bottom, an octave or even 2 octaves below the ukuleles. Okay, so that is the most obvious, but a bass will often provide rhythm In other words, not playing the same rhythm or not playing the same timing as the ukuleles. So that is going to offer a real different bit of interest for the listeners. It's going to offer texture. In other words, another layer to listen to. Okay, so that is also going to really help with the sound. A bass can add harmony to it as well. In other words, not just necessarily playing the root notes, but playing some other notes, passing notes or walk-ups or climb-ups, which makes it more interesting to listen to and can be really helpful to the rest of the ukulele group because it sort of shows them when they're going to move their chord next. And you never know, sometimes the bass may even be given a bit of a solo. So yeah, musically, a bass can really make a difference within the group, in the overall sound of the song, and helping to sort of lead the other players when they're going to be moving to the next section or the next chord. And I promise you, it really does make a difference. So don't take my word for it. What we're going to do now, I'm going to play you some examples of bass and ukulele playing. In fact, the first couple we're going to hear are going to be very small groups. So I'm sure we could hear with those two examples just how important the bass line is. But it does show as well how musical you can make something with just 2 or 3 players. But that bass line, everything's sitting on top of that. Some examples of bigger groups now, leading up from the Ukumaniacs, 4 of us, up to much bigger groups playing, okay? And again, try and pick out the bass line and just see how everything else sits on top of it, and it adds interest as well. And don't forget, whenever you're trying to listen to anything with bass, either have decent speakers or headphones, because I promise, trying to listen to a bass through, I don't know, a phone speaker or a tablet, you're not going to hear the bass properly.
Say things you don't understand. I can take myself dancing, and I can hold my own hand. Yeah, I can love me better than you can. I love me better.
I said, hey, yeah, 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 hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? Come on, everybody. I said, hey.
I got my fare. I just a trifle to spare. You leave the Pennsylvania station by the quarter to 4. Read the magazine and then you're in Baltimore. Terror in the dial, nothing will be fired. That's what happened, it's in Carolina. Let's see how men are around. La 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 more. La 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 more. Oh, Roy the Garidi. Oh, Roy the Garidi. Arenne Falana more. Roy the Garidi. Oh, Roy the Garidi. Arenne Falana more.
Oh, stand up.
Cheer up, sleepy King. Oh, what can it mean to us? Daydream, believer, and love, all coming free.
So again, I've tried to choose some examples where you've either got bass lines that are really quite simple and straightforward and are literally just playing the root note when the ukuleles are playing their chords, and a couple of examples where there's some different rhythm going in, there's a little bit of harmony going in, a little bit of interest as well, trying to build up the different textures, the different harmonies, and making the music a little bit more interesting. And I tried to find an example of a larger group of ukes playing with no bass. So yeah, this is our Christmas jam. This is where it all went wrong because my bass amp didn't work. So we didn't have a bass playing. And yeah, it sounds great, don't get me wrong, but it is definitely missing the bass. Whilst planning this video, I wanted to show you guys the real difference with and without bass. So we recently had a Cool Hand Ukes weekly group meeting, and I asked if they didn't mind me using them as guinea pigs. So what we did was recorded a few songs with and without bass. So it's the same singers, it's the same song, everything is the same, it's just with and without bass. It is a little bit boomy in there just because the ceilings are a bit low. But here we go, true comparison with bass, without bass. I think we actually really enjoyed doing that. In fact, straight after finishing one of the songs, one of the guys said, "Wow, that makes a big difference, doesn't it, with the bass?" And I was like, yeah, that is literally the point of why we are doing this, okay? But hopefully it has helped you understand the big difference with and without having a bass playing with your group. And it really, you only ever need one bass, all right? It doesn't matter whether you've got, I don't know, 2, 3 ukuleles playing with you or 100, all right? You just turn the bass up, but it really does make a difference. And remember now, it can be somebody who already plays bass. Maybe they've never seen a mini bass or a bass ukulele before. Or it could be somebody who's never played bass. Maybe they're a ukulele player already and they fancy having a go at it. But it is as straightforward as learning the names on the fretboard, you know, your A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then being able to play along corresponding with the ukulele chord chart with the ukulele group. Honestly, it doesn't have to be difficult. It can be, and in fact, I actually say keep it as simple as possible. It will still make a massive difference. So if you are somebody who fancies starting playing bass, to play along with your ukulele group, or somebody who's already a bass player and thought, I'd never thought about that, all right, leave a comment or a question below. Feel free to ask any questions on that at all, okay? Right, let's crack on with a quick Rachel's Rambles number 22. So what are we now? The end of March, beginning of April. The year is flying by at the minute. I am hoping to have some quite big news about the channel and about various things soon. Not yet. I can't really go into details at the minute. It might be exciting. It might be frightening. I don't know. But anyway, stand by. There may well be some big news to do with Ukulele Wales. I've got myself a lot more set up for live streams now. Hang on. New camera angle for a start. This way, if you notice, I can actually play instruments and things, all right? But the idea being is that I really would like to do some more regular live streaming. I don't think it'll be once a week or anything, all right? But certainly a lot more regular than it has been. So what I want to know, do you guys have any ideas or topics or lessons that you'd like me to cover in live streams? If you do, leave them in the comments below. It does seem to have been all about the bass recently, and there's been an awful lot of mini basses coming out, and I've been looking into strings and all sorts of stuff like that, and an awful lot of gear reviews, maybe a few too many of those as well, all right? But I've had a lot of requests recently for me to do some more GarageBand stuff, so I'm definitely going to look into that. Some more stuff to do with PAs and setting up for ukulele groups, and I'm definitely going to be doing more to do with that, because we've done a lot of work with Ukumaniacs recently, not just with using the PA, but using wireless equipment with it as well. So look forward to those. And spring is in the air, which means it is definitely ukulele festival season approaching quickly. Vanny DeVito, our camper van, which I got last summer, I am very, very much looking forward to taking him out a little bit more this year. So the first biggie event in my calendar at the minute anyway is the Wales Ukulele Project, the ukulele weekend of camping down in Pembrokeshire on the 14th and 15th of June, and the Ukumaniacs are playing in that. We are supporting Phil Dolman, and I know that there's going to be quite a few other sort of local groups and anything, so I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm just fingers crossed the weather is nice, because it's such a beautiful part of the world. And talking of the Wales Ukulele Project, Sean Keddy has been very busy recently and setting up all sorts of projects at the moment, lots and lots of local ukulele community projects. So has been asking if anybody's got any spare ukuleles or ukuleles they no longer use, give him a shout at Wales Ukulele Project, because he's trying to get any instruments that he can get hold of distributed out into the community. So a big well done, Sean. The biggie that I've already got my tickets for is the Ukulele Festival of Great Britain in Cheltenham, 26th to 28th of July. All right, really looking forward to that. An incredible lineup. Jude has already booked us our hotel rooms and things. I know, I'll mention her now. Lynn is coming over from Australia, one of my subscribers here, all right, and she's a Patreon. So I'm very much looking forward to meeting her and her mates. Kirsten, who is one of the ukulele play-along creators in America, who I've sort of known through making play-along videos with the ukuleleans for years, is also going to be there, because she's in the UK at the time. And another festival the Ukumaniacs are playing in is Shrookfest 2024. I loved that last year. It was the first time I'd gone away in our camper van. If you haven't checked them out, go and see my videos. There's part 1 and part 2 on Shrookfest, and I even did a video my first weekend away in the van. All right, so really, really looking forward to Shrookfest this year. And of course, this year I already have the camper van. So please, please, please let me know if there are any other events or ukulele festivals that you think I would enjoy going to. Put it down in the comments for me. So there we are. That is Rachel's Rambles number 22. Yeah. Hopefully I may have encouraged some of you either to start playing bass for your ukulele groups, or ukulele groups, maybe you're a leader or a member of a ukulele group, you might start looking into acquiring a bass player, because it really does make a world of difference to your group as well. Little reminders, please, 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 if you've got any suggestions for future live streams, let me know down in the comments. And also, if there are any events or festivals this year now, let me know about those as well, because I'm ready with my camper van. If you'd like to support me here on the channel, I do have a Patreon page, and I'll pop a link in the description below for that. As always though, I do hope you've enjoyed this video. If you've got any comments or questions, feel free, leave them below. Give us a like if you've enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on new videos. Thank you for watching.